Good afternoon, Gregg Sauder, 360 Yield Center. As you can see in the background, there's a lot of activity going where we're out here with the 360 Water Solutions where we're tiling one of our family's farms. And we're working hard to help position ourselves for success. You know, this past Saturday and Sunday in the central Illinois area, we took on about 4 inches of water over the weekend. And we have a lot of ponding where we have young corn that's trying to emerge underwater. Talking to my agronomist Ken Ferry yesterday, we were talking about one of the blessings of this 50-degree temperature is that corn has a pretty good chance of surviving 5 to 6 days if that water would go down. At the same time, if it would be 70 to 80 out, that corn would probably be toasted in about 48 hours. Besides just worrying about emergence in ponded water, we also realize we have a lot of nitrates that have converted, whether you used anhydrous last fall or whether we had 28 or 32% on before we planted. For us, with the Base Plus at 360, we're saying we'll let this corn continue to go, and we're going to come in and actively give ourselves knowledge with the soil scan. By that I mean we'll go out and pull soil samples, we'll measure exactly where we're at. So when we get to that V6 to V8 range, knee-high to waist-high corn, we'll be in there at the soil probes and we'll be monitoring exactly where did those nitrates go and how much more do we need to add to finish strong come next fall with some really good yields. That's why we have an advantage by being able to come in at different times, whether that's a side dress or with wide drop and side dress at V6 or wide drop coming in shoulder high corn. We can position in for success if we have some excessive losses. But in this case, as you see behind us here, we're adding drainage to this farm. This farm has some really extremely wet areas. So behind us, we're going through a 12-foot grade where we had a short distance where we're having to put our 10-inch smooth wall in. We have some subsoils that are pretty sandy here. So we're using what we call a sand sock on our tiles. It adds about 15% to overall tile cost, but it's quite an advantage. Where we are going through a neighbor's here, you can see where they didn't use a sand sock on this 6-inch, there's almost 40% of sand already in this tile within just 10 years. So the additional costs look for our family to be a good investment. On the parallel runs, as we run our lateral 4-inch, we're using what we call a narrow slot. Once again, so if we hit some subsurface with a little bit of a sandier type subsurface soil, we can keep that sand out of the tile and still move a vast amount of water. This farm's going to be set up, this 400 acres is going to be set up on a 60-foot pattern. So a lot of submains are going in. Before I plant beans in here, we're going to go ahead and hopefully get this done in the next 3 weeks. We hope to have this field laid in. You know, we talk about the value of pattern tiling. Here's a farm here that you can see that we did last fall. Already you can see the drying off, and we're in a low area where we have a lot of water issues. The water table on these farms is about 5 feet. As we look across the road to the north here in these standing stalks, we can see a lot of standing water compared to the other side that has a 30-foot pattern tiled. And I'm really excited about what this particular system is doing for us and getting us dried out so we can get the seed corn planted in here. You know, we think about winning with nature, whether it's dry or wet. We've also had the ability to put water on this farm. This farm in the future is going to be a seed production farm, so we want to have irrigation. The system that's here will be added to, and we'll be able to do about 437 acres per swing by having such a variance in soil type. So from some knobs that are almost sandy, some really heavy low ground, we're going to put variable rate nozzles on that system where we can vary the amount of water, more for the top ground, a lot less for the bottom ground as we make those swings in here. So we like to position ourselves to win. That means we're able to put water on if it's extremely dry, or we're able to take water off when you look at the kind of spring where the planters are sitting at this time. So as we talk about how do we win against nature, you and I need to position ourselves for success. Look forward to talking to you next week.